Today we are diving into challenge number 4, but this isn't one we're going to be able to complete by ourselves.
What does that mean?
I'll have to call in some experts, some animal experts. They are going to describe some critters for us. It is then up to us to guess what those critters are and then assign one for the other to crochet.
Okay. So who are these experts?
Allow me to introduce you.
So this first one has a lot of hair. It has big ears. It's like a cow. It has a long tail. It has like lines on its stomach. It has like long legs, and they are really big animals. And that's it. Oh, I should do one more. It has really long hair. Did I already say that? I'm sorry, guys. My mistake. It has like feet like horses. It's really fat.
It had long hair and stripes, and it's like a cow, but it has feet like a horse. But do kids know that those feet are different? That's the real question. No, I've got a theory. Yeah. Something it might be, but the long hair is throwing me off a little bit.
Yeah, and I was the same. I had a theory of what it could be, but then he said it's really fat, and my theory went down the drain after that, so I don't know what this
Sir,
is.
could you please provide an example of a thin animal and a very fat animal so I can work out where very fat is on the
Define
spectrum?
very fat for me. Here I was thinking I might have a bit of an advantage going into this because obviously they're my nibblings. I know how they think, but no, I think we can kiss that theory goodbye.
Our second animal, it's really fluffy. It has brown eyes. It has a fluffy tail too. It has little feet. You can get many different colors of them. It has whiskers, and you can find it in the bush. What else? You can have it as a pet. It's similar like a mouse, but it's not.
I feel like I know exactly what that one is.
What threw me off though is, and I'll give you a little hint. I'll give you a little hint for this one. He said you can find it in the bush, and my initial reaction to that was, okay, it's an Australian animal, but I know that he calls any sort of forest or jungle or wooded area the bush.
I don't know. Maybe he was just speaking my language. I feel like I've got that one. I've nailed it.
Alright, again, we will be describing another animal. So this one has a shell. You can find it in the shallow part of a beach. Then it's long. It can't walk. It actually floats on the water. What else? It's like a jellyfish. It's don't know. It has brown eyes. Can I just say it? No. I can't say it. It has really sharp teeth. I can see in that photo. And that's it.
When I first saw this one, I was like, oh, shell at the beach. Oh, okay, it's either a crab or a turtle. And then everything he said after that just made me believe it's not a turtle or a crab.
Was it the teeth or the fact that it swims but doesn't walk, but it's like a jellyfish, but it's not? I was feeling so good after the second one, but that one there has got me very confused.
It has fins like a fish. It has lines on its body. It has a long nose. It has sharp teeth and a big mouth. It lives in the ocean. It eats things.
Alright, so it eats things. I'm sure that narrows it down for you.
No, my personal favourite was it has fins like a fish. Okay, but is it a fish?
No, it's like a fish.
It lives in grassy areas, lives in trees, it's different colours. It has big eyes, has a big nose, doesn't have any ears, legs, it has legs, it has big claws. Sometimes there's babies.
First half of that was just describing all animals. That was just all animals. It lives in grassy areas and in trees. It has eyes.
And I'm pretty sure it's different colours too.
Oh, it's different colours. It's cool. You've just described everything.
It's furry, it has big ears, it has a long nose, it has brown eyes, it has sharp claws, has a long tail, it climbs on trees. Yeah, I think that's
I feel like that description was fairly similar to the one before it.
I was good up until it climbs trees, and now I'm confused. Oh, actually, you know what? I know what it is.
Well, I'm not picking that one for you to crochet then.
It has black and white stripes with a fully black tail with a tip white. The tip of the tail is white, and they live with branches, and they eat bananas. They sleep in the day, and they stay up at night.
See, I thought I had an idea of what this one was up until I think it was the last clue.
The bananas threw me.
Yeah, or maybe it was the second last clue. Yeah, it was the bananas that threw me as well. So I was like, yeah, I know what this is. And then she gave another clue. I'm like, no, I don't know what this is.
Yeah, what kind of nocturnal creature eats bananas?
It has black spots with a little bit of white on it, and it's fully like brownish, orangey, whitish, and it lives in the wild, and the ears are round.
So it's fully browny, orangey, whitish.
With white spots, but mostly brown. Yeah, that was just a lot of colours.
It has a pink little nose, and its nose is really long, and it has black fully eyes with a bit of white around it. Its ears are fully pink, and it's brown. In the sand.
I'm stuck on sand right now.
We're stuck in the sand.
What's that?
I don't know.
You don't know? What do you see? What's it doing?
There. Running on the ground.
Apparently it runs and it's brown. You should know what that is.
You're
should
just
know
playing
what that
dirty
is.
at this point.
If I was playing dirty, that is the one that I would pick for you to crochet.
What's it got on it?
Sparkles.
Sparkles. What else?
Orange and red and blue. Orange. There's orange.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
So orange and sparkly.
So orange, red, blue, sparkly. So yeah, I don't have a particular animal in mind, but I've got like a subcategory of animals it could be, potentially.
Yeah, I have a thought, like potentially of what the only thing I can think of that being, but it's very broad.
Yeah, that's the issue.
What colour is it?
Right. Look at him. He's right.
Is he? Does he have any other colours?
Yeah, he has. That's it.
He's just white? Are you sure?
Yeah, that's it.
Are you
Brown,
sure?
brown.
There's no other colour? Can you see anything else? What's he sitting on?
Don't know.
You don't know?
That.
I'm not sure that animal is only white. Just like that. Are you sure? Are you sure it's just white? I'm not sure it's just white.
And you can hear her brother in the background going,
think it has
brown. So I think we can safely say it's a little bit white, but probably it's got some brown on it too. And it lives in the dirt, or on the dirt, or at least it goes near dirt.
It was sitting on the dirt at one point when the photo was taken.
Before we get into this, first thing, if you guys would like to play along with us, just pop your guesses for what you think the animals are down in the comments. I cannot help you with that because I've spent like the last half an hour at least trying to figure out what animals were described. I've got guesses for most of them at this point, but there's still a few blank spaces on my guess sheet. But at least having spent so much time on it at this point, I have locked in which animal I'm going to make complicated knots, guess, and then crochet. So I will get that information to her. But to be honest, I'm a little bit nervous about what she's going to make me crochet because I really am not confident with any of my guesses here.
Okay, so I do have my guesses. I've locked most of them in. I'm going to review them again later before I like formally submit them or anything like that. But I do need to pick one for Lee to make at this point. So what I'm thinking is I need to pick one that has a few details for her to work with, at least, some kind of key markers to give her a starting point. So I think I'm going to go with the second animal overall, which I think was Nephew 1B. I think that'll be a good mix of being fun while still, being a little bit of a challenge.
So Complicated Knots has informed me that my animal that I need to guess and then crochet is going to be Nephew 1's animal B. If I consult my animal guess sheet here, Luckily, this was one that I did put in a couple of guesses for. Using the provided description, my guesses so far were bilby, chinchilla, jerboa, rat. Basically, any small, furry mouse type creature that I could think of. Going back to an earlier clue, he did say it has a fluffy tail, and the inclusion of that makes me think it might be a chinchilla. I do believe that kind of checks off all the boxes and matches all the criteria for the description he gave. And also, to be honest, I just want to make a chinchilla. I adore chinchillas. I always wanted one as a pet, but I was devastated to learn as a kid that they weren't actually legal in Australia. Yes, one of my big childhood disappointments. I couldn't have a chinchilla. But I'm going to change that today because I will make one myself. So I'm locking that in. That is going to be my guess for Nephew 1, Animal B, chinchilla. Now I need to design and crochet the bloody thing.
Lee has assigned me Nephew 2C. Now, I already have a pretty good guess as to who this is. My clues were:
It lives in grassy areas, lives in trees, it's different colours, it has big eyes, has a big nose, doesn't have any ears, legs, it has legs, it has big claws, sometimes there's babies.
the sometimes babies, I think, is a pretty big clue there. So the problem with all this is, I can see you thinking now, but what's the problem there? It's like, I'm pretty sure I know what this is, right? I'm also pretty sure that Lee doesn't know what this is and couldn't possibly know that she has given me a creature that has kind of haunted my design journey over the years.
There are a couple of ways that I can go about making this little guy. The first one I thought of is just to keep it like really basic. But that would be a ball, and I would make this fluffy. Whether I used up some of the faux fur yarn that I had, or I just, attached some 8-ply yarn and brushed it. That's one way I could go. The other is to give it a bit more shape. So I could do something like that. Or you can even do like when they're stretching out. So if we had like the head here. Out of the 3, potential amigurumi I could make, I'm thinking of maybe combining the top 2. So I'm not going to do like just a ball. I'll do like a little bit of shaping, but not too much, because I really would like to keep just that small puffball kind of look, because that is so damn cute and I want to capture that.
So I'm relatively sure that this creature is a sloth. And I've tried so many times over the years to make a slothy sloth. And don't get me wrong, I have my Valentine's Day sloth on the channel. It's just like, I have never successfully made a sloth that I feel actually captures the essence of sloth. Now, just because you haven't seen them doesn't mean I haven't been trying to make a slothy sloth. So, hopefully today is the day we break the curse, right? Yeah, just the different colors, the big eyes, big nose, no ears, legs, and big claws. To me, that has to be a sloth. Grassy areas and trees, sometimes there's babies. It's like, what is being described here is a sloth. They're just like such amorphous blobs of creatures. They don't have bones. They're doing it on purpose too. They purposefully don't have bones. They know what they're doing. Okay, I definitely don't hate that. That's a shape I can understand. Okay. Good.
And now my nephew was correct. Well, he was correct if this is the animal that he was actually describing, in that chinchillas do come in many different colours. But I'm probably going to go with a grey one. And if we add the fur, I can play around with different colours then. But for the crochet portion, or at least of the head and body, I'm going to crochet that in solid grey.
Now I better dig out some colours, and I'm thinking brown marble, hawthorn, and some cream. What do you guys reckon? Does that read as sloth to you? Reads as pretty slothy to me. So I'm going to try making this body piece real quick, and the body piece tends to be where I always fall down when it comes to making sloth. So I'm going to start at the top of the head and work up a little flat disc, then just work down. When we get to the bottom of the face, I'm going to put some decreases in on one side just to really suck it in. And then in the next row, I'll use some front post stitching to help curve the chest back out and just make them feel like two separate, distinct pieces. From there, it's just a matter of making the rest of the bulb of the body. The face is just a nice little round panel, and the arms and legs are just tubes. There's nothing super complicated there, and we'll use a little bit of embroidery to add those claws so I don't have to get too fancy with my stitches.
I have completed the body of my little chinchilla. There's a bit of shaping going on, but it's not really an anatomically correct chinchilla shape, I don't think. But now that I've got that out the way, which is the largest piece, I'm going to crochet the tail next, followed by the ears. I'm not going to do front paws because I think they're going to get hidden by the fur anyway. But I may end up crocheting some little feet, especially considering that was one of the clues. I think it had little feet.
Okay, so far so good. I think today might be the day we break the sloth curse. So limbs next. Okay, so those are the main slothy pieces made, and guys, I'm really excited that the curse might be broken. So I just need to sew these pieces together and see what I'm missing here. So yeah, we're going to do that now. I wonder how Lee's doing.
Now I want to put this thing together, which is going to be really easy. I just have to attach the tail and then the ears. The hard part comes after that. I have this grey faux fur yarn, which is left over from my possum bag that I made a while ago. And I also have this white yarn, which is the yarn I ordered originally, but I was accidentally sent grey first, but I won't get into that right now. That's my plan of action. Assembly first, add the fur. Possibly add legs after that. Step 1 accomplished. Now on to step 2, which is crocheting with this crap. Why do I keep doing this to myself? I said I would never use this again, and I've used it twice since.
I'm trying to decide between the baby clinging to the back and the baby being like cuddled. I get that it's a funny little shape, but really it could work for either.
Good news, everyone. We are on the home stretch. I have almost finished my little chinchilla here. I just need to add the details and the legs.
So yeah, I think we've finally broken the sloth curse. It's slothy. It's very slothy. Hopefully that's what this animal is actually meant to be and I'm not just projecting my own insecurities onto the clues. I suppose all we have to do now is check and see how Lee went.
Here is my chinchilla in all its glory. And now that we've checked off everything from the list, all that remains is to check in with Complicated Knots and see how she did with her animal. At this stage, we have finished our Kids Describe Animal Challenge. We have both crocheted ourselves a critter. Whether that's the correct critter or not remains to be seen. But beforehand, we're going to reveal the full list of animals that our particular animals were chosen from. So before this challenge even began, my sister compiled a list, and I am going to send that to you Complicated Knots. I'm not talking to the audience at the moment, right now.
Oh, okay.
So this is the full list of animals.
Those are way more specific than I was expecting these animals to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
That list is huge.
When my sister was making this list, I did hear some cackling in the background. So I think she did this to us deliberately. But I think because they're not so common animals and they're quite specific, I think we should get the chance to change one of our guesses. So I think we should get 30 seconds and one of our scribbled notes can be altered. Just one, to see if we can actually narrow down what one of those guesses are. So are you on board with that?
I would have to change all of my guesses, but okay. All right, I'll change just one.
So our 30 seconds starts now. Go. I don't even know which one to change, to be honest.
No, neither do I. I'm just sitting here going, eh? All right, I'll change that one. Which is funny because I don't even have an answer for a different one, but that one there feels like the one I should change.
I'm going to do this one. Now that we've done that, I actually have an envelope which contains the correct animals. So what...
So official.
Yep, very official. So what each was supposed to be. I'm going to read these out, and I guess we can give ourselves a tick or a star next to our guesses if we got them correct. Okay. And we're opening up the envelope.
Now, has that envelope been kept under like lock and key in a safe with the right security around it?
It has, absolutely. My sister did not take her eyes off it over the last couple of weeks. So the correct animals in order are wildebeest, chinchilla, red-lipped batfish, goblin shark, sloth, eye, striped possum, African wild dog, elephant shrew, Przewalski's horse, peacock spider, and shingleback lizard. Now that we've figured out how terrible we are at guessing animals.
I'm just having flashbacks to the first chunk of filming that we did, and I'm just like, oh, I'm getting these. Maybe I speak child. It's like, no,
you were so confident. I was like, what?
If I remember correctly, I think I got nephew 2. I think it was B.
B, yeah.
Right? B. I thought I'd done the wrong set of clues, right?
Yeah.
Because I had sloth as a different answer.
Okay.
But I made a sloth for nephew.
You get points for that.
1B.
You got it right. It doesn't matter how it came to fruition, you got it right. That is so cute.
Lee, you do not know the journey I have been on with sloths over, this almost felt intentional. Sloths are the most cursed animal for me. I've never been able to make one. And I'm just like, you can't have known you were assigning me a sloth. And I can't have known I was supposed to make a sloth, but it was clearly a sloth, okay?
Oh, but that is so adorable.
Yeah, I feel like the sloth curse is broken, which is an unexpected side effect of today.
Whether it was a happy accident or not, you get points for that because you got it correct. That's all there is to it. Okay, now my assigned animal was nephew 1, animal B. And that was the one I did guess it was a chinchilla. So I crochet.
I thought I was assigning you a bunny in my defense.
I mean, they're not too far off. But I crochet.
I think chinchillas are adorable.
Oh, they are.
Oh my god, I can see it.
Crocheted
I'm so sorry.
chinchilla. And I had,
look at it,
I
Lee.
had some faux fur to use up. I was like, you know what, I'm just going to chuck that on there. And I struggled with bloody fishing line for the whiskers. But yeah, he's having a bit of a bad hair day today, but he's a chinchilla. So I found out when I was a young kid that we could not have chinchillas as pets here in Australia. And I was devastated. Nope. I'm still devastated, to be honest. I have never gotten over that. But at least now I have my own chinchilla.
I like that we were both reliving some trauma with this one here then.
Yeah. I mean, don't you want that with your crochet? I think we both did a pretty damn good job on our animals, and we both got them correct. So I don't know.
Yes,
I don't know who technically wins this one, but I still can't believe I got a couple of my guesses right. Way back at the beginning, when we were first watching the animal descriptions, I genuinely had no clue, but in the end, I somehow managed to pull through, and I'm really glad one of the ones that I got right was my chinchilla, because I love this little guy. It's the only chinchilla I'm ever going to have, so I must appreciate it. But setting aside for a moment my disappointment that I will never own a real chinchilla, we are going to take some time to do And today's featured creator on the hookup is 3 Cats Crochet, and she says, "My name is Sarah and I've been crocheting for about 4 years now. I consider myself to be an intermediate crocheter, but I'm working to improve my skills every day. In 2024, I have made a goal for myself to try and start my own business. I only have an Instagram account right now, but I am actively designing creations to one day sell in an Etsy shop ideally. I would love to one day be able to go to craft shows and sell my creations. I love crochet and animals, and my idea revolves around creating items to celebrate and accessorize our furry, feathered, scaled, hairless, and winged babies." I absolutely love that idea. All the animals deserve their own crochet outfits and accessories. I've mentioned before in past videos that I am a little bit bummed that none of my animals would tolerate that. Such a shame, but I can't force it on them. I wouldn't do that to them. But if you would like to check out 3 Cats Crochet's furry, feathered, scaled, hairless, and winged baby creations, all of their links will be down in the description, and so will a link to a hookup form if you would like to apply for yourself. And that's all complicated knots that I have for you today. Make sure you tell us though, how many animal guesses did you get correct? I think my record was 4 or 5. I can't quite remember. I am filming these outros a little bit later than we've done the rest of the footage, so I can't remember off the top of my head, but let me know how many you got right. I need to find a nice place to put my latest fur baby here. I need somewhere prominent there I can see him at all times, but that is a problem for later. Thank you all for watching. Consider subscribing to both channels if you haven't already. Like the video if you enjoyed it, share it if you think it's worth sharing, and we will see you in the next one.